102 on the Fan. This is the Tiki and Tierney Show. Oh, my God. We are absolutely stacked. Volpe's first bomb. Cole beasting. Mets sweeping. Beatty up. But you know what time it is. We got to get the vibe going. There we go. There we go. I would like to tell everybody, I'm not even worried about the Cavaliers. I'm already thinking bigger than that. Let me just tell everybody, the New York Knicks are undeniably better than this little Cavaliers team that they're going to smack out of our way very soon. The Knicks didn't even play well. Quickly was awful. Barrett was terrible. They shot 27% from downtown. Brunson had 3 fouls. He played 9 minutes in the first quarter. And Randall was rusty. The New York Knicks, okay, once they smack these kids out in Cleveland, and by the way, I'm actually thinking sweep.
What?
And I'll tell you what in a minute.
Right,
I'm thinking sweep, and I'm certainly thinking 5. I picked them in 6, but now I'm starting to up the timeline. The New York Knicks, based on, number one, what they have, which is 2 stars, incredible depth, just a really good team that, by the way, is built for playoff success. All right. Now, you start to look forward a little bit here. Giannis's back is jacked up. They lost the first game. Tyler Hero busted his hand. He's out. So no matter who wins that series, and I would imagine the Bucks still find a way to win, Tiki, we will be talking about the Knicks for months on this show. They're going all the way.
Okay, so hold on one second. Let me ask about your weekend. Was it frustrating? Long?
No, it was great.
Kids lost?
We won every game we played.
You got in a fight with your wife, something like that?
She's mad at me for something else, but yeah, whatever.
You didn't sleep at all this
I
weekend?
slept well.
Because you come in crazy this morning.
What?
What's wrong with you, man? Dude, they won one game. One game. And trust
is that it?
Yes. I'm just worried that your weekend was a little like off the rails.
It was good. It was a great weekend.
Got a little hammered.
Fun.
Got a little hammered. You're hungover right now because the Knicks won on Saturday. Look, they won one game. They did not play particularly well. You were right about that. And the Cavaliers looked overmatched in a sense. Donovan Mitchell, notwithstanding, dropped 38, and it was unbelievable. They double-teamed him. They were helping from the weak side, the strong side. He was still just knocking down three-pointers. But they did look a little bit overmatched. I think, first of all, I think the Cavaliers played a terrible game at home. And they know, because statistics will tell you, if you go down 0-2, you're not winning the series. I think it's 20 out of 280 or something like that. If you go down 0-2 to win those series, only 20 teams have done that. So the Cavs are right away in desperation mode. And then I know Giannis is banged up. I know his back is jacked. Chris Middleton had to drop 33 on him, and they still lost that game pretty convincingly to the Miami Heat. But Giannis only played 6 minutes. Mm-hmm. Giannis is he's a 2-time MVP. He's a world champion. Yep. You know he's going to fight his way back, especially when you hear from their coach, their head coach, that it's nothing major. It's just pain. He's got a bruise, a contusion. He is going to play. I hear you. You're excited about your Knicks. But first of all, they're not sweeping the Cavs, even though I do maybe I am convinced they do win the series now, but they're not sweeping the Cavs. And getting through the Bucks or the Heat, and then getting to the Eastern Conference where you got to take on the Celtics or the 76ers.
Bring them on.
That's going to be a grind.
All right, listen. I'm not saying it's going to be easy. Tiki, there is baseless enthusiasm. Mm-hmm. Baseless enthusiasm. And you know that this is not baseless enthusiasm. And then there is enthusiasm rooted in the reality of not only what the team that we are talking about brings to the table, but then how they match up with the other teams. Now, all right, you want to say I'm a little overzealous? That's fine. But this is not a new position. You know, I told you 2 months ago, I think the Knicks are going to run to get to the Eastern Conference Finals. And that was right before they got Josh Hart. Now, again, yeah, I mean, listen, they're going to come out desperate in game 2. There's no doubt. They'll probably play a little bit better. Cavaliers' bench is awful.
Yeah, that was I don't know if I realized how bad their bench was.
It's not getting better.
LeVert's going to play better.
He missed a couple of chippies. I'll give you that.
He's going to play better.
But so was Quickly.
Yeah.
And I think Barrett will. I'm not entirely sure about
But
I'm not even going to get into Barrett.
Barrett doesn't have to play better. Just don't make mistakes.
Or don't play at all.
Right? Give me the hockey assist, Barrett. That's all I need.
He was terrible, though. He is a problem moving forward. But there's a lot to unpack positively. Listen, to me, this really felt like a 90s. We keep playing the music here, and we're going to be playing that song for months. All right? We will roll that out every time the Knicks play and they win, or we need inspiration after a loss. But to me, what was so cool about that is that, it's and maybe so encouraging. Cool's not even the right word. And galvanizing for all the Knicks fans who were pumped up for the start of the series. But then you sit down at 6 o'clock and you say, oh, God. First of all, the game was very strangely officiated. They let guys beat the crap out of each other, but then they're going nickel and dime on Brunson.
That's right.
I mean, what are we doing here? Talk about maddening inconsistency.
Yeah.
So you win a game on the road where, one of the top 10, 12, 13 most impactful, I'm not saying best, although he might be, impactful players in the NBA plays 9 minutes, all right? You're still up by 5 at the half. You're wretched from downtown, 26, 27%. Everybody's telling me the Cavaliers, their size is such an issue. They're soft. They get soft. Now, I'm not saying that Mobley's not interesting, and he played well early, couple of dunks, had some rebounds, but, I mean, the Knicks outplayed him in every facet of the game. They out-hustled him, they out-toughed him, and when big plays needed to be made, the New York Knicks made them. Why? Because the New York Knicks are better.
Yeah.
That's not an outlier the other game.
Yeah.
The Knicks are better.
Look, and you might be right, and also I think Tom Thibodeau out-coached J.B. Bickerstaff, especially with some of the defensive schemes that Tibbs was throwing. I mean, they held him under 100 points. It's interesting. As I was watching this game, I was saying, this thing is going to go sub 100. And if it goes sub 100, old school, as you were just alluding to, BT, that favors the Knicks. If this thing is more of a shootout, like who can score the most, is it, can Randall and Brunson outscore Darius Garland and Donovan Mitchell and the dominance in the paint? A runaway game does not favor the Knicks.
I disagree with that, too. I think the Knicks could win both styles. They can outscore them, or they can grind them out. The Cavaliers are a great defensive team. The Knicks won. The Knicks just won a game that the Cavaliers wanted to play.
Yeah.
This is what they would draw up, muck it up. They were number one in defensive efficiency, the Cavaliers. Knicks still won. Yeah, the Knicks didn't even shoot well.
The challenge is Garland, if Garland or Donovan Mitchell, either one of them, get switched on, and you saw this a couple of times, get switched on Jalen Brunson, he's eating them alive.
Well, that's why they threw Osman at him, the last 7-8 minutes, whatever it was, throw a longer body at him.
But that comes
They got no answers for these Knicks.
Well,
they
don't have an answer for Jalen Brunson when he's on fire.
And they're not going to have one the whole series because Brunson's the second best player in the series.
Okay.
And the supporting cast of Brunson is better than the Cavs, which might, for Mitchell, which really could elevate Brunson to the best player in the series.
Only concerning
in totality.
Thing. Look, I'm not quite ready to switch to the Knicks, but I'm almost at the point after watching Game 1 that I think the Knicks win this series as opposed to the Cavs.
Yeah.
But here's what concerns me. R.J. Barrett, 1 of 5.
Yep.
Quentin Grimes, 1 of 4. Emmanuel Quickley, 0-4.
That won't happen again with Quickley. You know that. That you want to talk about anomalies?
Yeah.
That's...
I mean, Barrett was 2 for 12, by the way. He was 1 for 5 from three-point range.
Yeah. I mean, Barrett's a mess.
He is
what he is. He's just not it, man. He's got no handle. He's not I told you guys this for a year. R.J. Barrett. I don't want to kind of blur the conversation and distort it with something else here because it's a positive win. R.J. Barrett can't be on this team next year. They got to make a move this summer.
Yeah, it's not even.
That's a different discussion. I don't want to get into it now. He's just not it. He'll never be it, and I think Knicks fans know that.
But if the Cavs get going, I mean, Donovan Mitchell's going to go every night because that's just Donovan Mitchell. He's going to score 30 to 50 every single night because he has to. And if Mobley figures out how to score the bunnies, he missed the bunnies.
He missed a few, but he missed a few because he's not tough.
Well, Julius Randle pushed him around.
That's what I'm saying.
I mean, he's I don't want to say he's soft because that's just.
Well, he's a finesse player. Soft isn't the right word, but he's more of
but when you get an old school body like Julius Randle's, basically assing you out into the baseline. Yeah. I'm serious.
Yeah, no, I know.
They literally did that.
Yeah,
you got to change your game a little bit. It can't be. It's soft, basically. I'm going to call it what it is. It was soft. He was soft, but if he figures out how to score in the post, there's no way the Knicks are sweeping this team, and I think it gets a lot closer than what last Saturday's. Not convincing, but really comfortable and confident win for most of the game felt like for this Knicks team.
All right, 877-337-6666. Tiki and Tierney on the Fan. What's happening, everybody? Hopefully you had a great weekend. We'll get to all the stuff. And yes, Sterling's Volpe call. I mean, come on, John.
I didn't get it.
You didn't hear it?
I
didn't
understand
understand it.
I didn't understand
Well, you're not Italian. That's why.
I'm
half Italian. I didn't understand it. I didn't understand it. We'll get to the Mets sweep. That stadium is that situation in Oakland is just despicable. For baseball to let that happen is awful. And our boy Brett Beatty, I could say our boy. That's the one that I wanted. He's finally up, so we got a ton to get to. Garrett Cole is just flat out beasting. But if you're just tuning in here, I said before this series I thought the Knicks would win. Tiki liked the Cavaliers. I'm pushing this thing forward. I mean, now I'm looking forward because I'm not taking things for granted. I want to be clear. I mean, I'll be sitting down tomorrow night sweating, don't get me wrong, worried, and, every living and dying with the possessions like we all do. But I actually see a window with the injury to Giannis, and I know he'll play, but he could be compromised. Hero's done with the broken hand. To me, there's a window. If the Knicks could finish this one fast and let the other teams beat each other up, another pathway for the Knicks to play into June is there. There you go. 877-337-6666. All right, let's get William Manhattan first up. William, what's happening, buddy? How are you?
I'm doing well, man.
What's up, William?
Fantastic weekend. Good morning, gentlemen.
What's happening?
Hey, listen, BT, I agree with you. I think after seeing game one, I think we could finish this in 5. And another reason why, I got twin boys. One of them was on schedule, reminding me all day about the start time. And then my other son actually stood watching the whole game. So I'm breaking down the bracket for him, right? The playoff format and how it is.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
He said he wants to see a championship by the Knicks. I said, son, I've been waiting my whole life. So he put that out there in the universe, BT and Tiki. So who knows? This might be the year, or we might get close. I don't know, but I'm feeling it. Thanks a lot, guys.
Your son is prescient.
Well, I tell you,
love it.
Thanks,
buddy.
I'm knocking BT's optimism. We're getting to the East. Really, BT's basically saying they're getting to the NBA Finals.
Yes.
But
I also said that 2 months ago.
If the Heat, you said 2 months ago that they were getting to the Eastern Conference Finals, which I could kind of get down to if they didn't have to face the Bucks. But let's say them Heat, because there's no reseeding in NBA, unlike the NFL, and then I don't even know what the NHL does, but whatever. The NFL reseeds, so top team remaining plays worst team remaining. The NBA doesn't do that.
Nope.
So if Giannis is jacked up and the Heat take care of the team that I think is the biggest threat to the Knicks, which is the Milwaukee Bucks,
then I would agree with that.
Then I would say the Heat are not better than the Knicks.
No,
so the Knicks,
especially without Tyler Hero.
Exactly. The Knicks beat the Heat. And then if the 76ers get vintage James Harden like they did against the Nets, that's going to be a sweep, by the way, and they beat the Celtics, the Knicks could beat the 76ers.
And the Knicks could beat the Celtics. I want to add that in because they did beat them a lot during the regular season. Play very well against them.
It's almost like if the Heat take care of the Bucks, the Knicks get into the Eastern Conference Finals against two teams who you're confident they can beat. Because they did it consistently during the regular season.
Here's the bottom line, and this is why I'm really optimistic about this Knicks team. How do you want to play? You want to come out? You want to score to $130? Let's go. Mm-hmm. We could do it. Oh, you want to keep it in the 90s? We could do it. Not many teams can do that.
Yeah.
Honest. Cavaliers can't do that.
I just got to tell you, though,
yeah,
it's one game.
You're an ass. Let me get Eddie up in the Bronx on the fan. What's happening, Eddie? How you doing today, pal?
What up, Eddie?
Hey, man. So I am a 50-year-plus Knicks fan. And I don't know if I remember a time I felt better after watching a game than the other night.
Wow, that's a big statement, man. I mean, I like it, but all the Ewings, did you see Clyde? I mean, that's a big statement.
50
no.
years?
I'm from the, listen, in high school, I wore 24 for Bill Bradley.
Okay.
So I'm not that far back, all right?
Yeah.
So the deal is, though, what we have going on right now with the depth of this team and the way they're playing it, we're killing on the offensive boards. We're working hard on defense, and guys are making other guys better. You look at Hartenstein and Hart, these two guys, their plus numbers are ridiculous.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Hartenstein makes Mitch Robinson better. Hart makes Randall work harder. Brunson makes the whole glue stick together on this team. There is so much going on. Now, in this first round, we obviously have a coaching advantage.
Yeah.
But going forward, we have 9 guys that can play. How good has IQ played down the stretch? He had a nothing game on Saturday, and we still won. Brunson played 9 minutes in the first half.
Yep.
We still won. I'm not losing it, but I know you're both talking about it. And Brandon, I know you know what I'm saying about all those little things they're doing.
I do.
Are the things that can make you win games when you're not hot for the
Eddie,
field.
I get it. I mean, you watch the Knicks every night. I love the enthusiasm. Good call, buddy. I mean, you see Hartenstein, whether it's a pass, whether it's a little flip, that little unorthodox shot.
Yeah, he's
tipping a ball out.
Oh, he's such an important piece.
He
that
is.
You just ignored until you get to this point, and you're like, wow, this guy actually can play.
That was a good move by the franchise, getting
No
him
doubt.
for 2 years. And I watched the Knicks. I watched MSG. I didn't watch the national telecast. I'm watching our boys. And even the way Randall, this was pointed out by Breen and Clyde, Randall was pressuring defense 25, 30 feet away from the rim.
Yeah.
I mean, he was moving his feet. They got a lot going for him. They really do.
Maybe that's he was a little gassed down the stretch.
Yeah, he was.
But maybe that's the benefit of him being out for the last 2 weeks because they were running around. Even Obi, who we only saw for 14 minutes.
The Toppin played well.
He did
Obi
play
Toppin
well,
played well.
But forget offensively because it's not like he was going to come in and score 20 on 14 minutes. But defensively, he was running to everything.
He had a good game.
He was running to everything, contesting everything. Even out front he's got the point guards. He's doubling up top. That's where you know Tibbs had the coaching advantage because what they were helping weak side, they were helping strong side, basically leaving guys wide ass open on the other corner, saying you're not going to get it there, and if you are, we'll run out over that way. They played good defensively, better than I thought they would. The Knicks would, because of how diverse Cleveland's offense is. They just stagnated it. It was awesome.
Yeah.
Every time you looked at it, you're just like, all right, they're gonna come back. And 10 points gets down to 8, goes back up to 12. I mean, they did a great job for most of the game of keeping space between the Cavaliers and their confidence. Cavaliers never had confidence until the end of the game when they got close, took a slight lead. But then I never felt like the Knicks were losing that game.
Me neither.
I never felt like, even when they got down, I never felt like they were losing.
877-337-6666. You keep telling me how big the Cavaliers are. They played 5 games this year so far? Knicks have out-rebounded them every game.
Yep.
Now, some games they didn't have their full complement of players, the Cavaliers. They did this weekend.
Yep.
Knicks punked them on the boards, 51-38. Look it up. They crushed them. And listen, you tell me IQ's not going to bang 25 points one of these nights? You tell me that Grimes... Of course.
Yeah,
that's who he is.
Definitely. It's going to happen.
Of course. You tell me Grimes isn't going to stick 3, 4, 5 threes one of these games? Of course he is, because that's who the Knicks are. I'm pumped.
Yeah.
And again, to use the phrase... There is baseless enthusiasm, and then there is enthusiasm rooted in the reality of what these teams present, or in this instance, what this team presents. And that's what I'm working off. Knicks are good. 877-337-6666 inside of our Town Fair Tire studio.